yourself in would were prohibited and available in state of shop.
Dan Schinder here at NAMM 2014 on Drum Talk to You. I'm here with Joe Hibbs of Mapex, who's going to go through some new product developments with us. How are you, Joe?
Very good morning. How you doing? NAMM 2014. At Mapex, we have a whole new line of midline drums and snare drums. When we were looking at developing a new line, first thing we noticed is no one pays much attention to how these drums should sound, how these drums should tune. They pay attention to how they can give a free boom stand away or a new color. So we developed a new bearing edge, which basically helps these drums tune and makes them sound better. Your typical bearing edge is a very sharp 45 edge, and it comes all the way out to the end. So when you put a head on it, you can naturally see that it doesn't fit very well, and it doesn't seat flat. That immediately causes problems in tuning, and a little bit further down the line causes problems in the way the drum sounds and the way drum responds. So we developed a bearing edge that's a 45, a 3/8 back cut, and a small little flat spot on the top.
So I know it's hard to see, we'll get a close-up in a moment, but it's kind of in fact, hopefully you can see that, but it's literally rounded. It's literally rounded.
So,
it's like a curb.
Right, so when we're using the same drum head that you just saw the demo and taking it on this shell and this bearing edge, the SONIClear edge, it fits flat.
That's really cool. There's virtually no rocking whatsoever.
Rocking. So which means the head's going to start out when you start the tuning process, and the tuning process is different for each drummer. Some people use very standard processes, some people are all over the place, but the point is the head is starting out flat, is starting out hitting the shell and connecting with the shell, which means it's going to tune evenly, a maximum amount of energy when you strike it. It's going to go all the way through the shell, which means there's going to be more tone, and the tuning range is going to be better.
And you're going to eliminate, as we were talking earlier, Russ Miller joined us, it eliminates some of the junk that comes with drum sounds sometimes, right? Buzzing and overtones?
It naturally eliminates all those overtones, which with a typical edge, you would start using duct tape, you would start using moon gel, you would start doing the CPR on the head to try to get the all those annoying sounds out, okay? Which using all that stuff also dampens the head. So you keep going backwards, whereas with the SONIClear edge, it tunes evenly, it tunes nicely, and you don't have to use any of those other elements. Tune it up real quick, and you immediately get a sound.
You get the drum sound the drum was crafted to create.
Right. And, you know, when you're 11, 12, 13 years old buying a mid-range kit, you want to take it home, get it out of the boxes, get it sounding really good as quick as possible, put the headphones on and start jamming. You don't want to spend a lot of time messing around trying to get the drum set sounding good. So, you know, in a weird sort of way, what we're trying to do is afford people the time to play more and actually tune less. You know, so SONIClear bearing edge is on all our new mid-range product for 2014. So why don't we look at some drums?
Let's look at some drums. We're magically right in front of one of the drum kits Joe was talking about. So what's up here with this beautiful sparkle?
Well, Dan, again, thanks again for coming by the booth. This is an Armory kit, one of the new series in the mid-range to carry the SONIClear bearing edge. All Armory kits are a composite, not a composite, I should say. They're a hybrid shell of birch, maple, and birch. And all of these drums also carry the SONIClear bearing edges. All Armory series kits are lacquer finishes, and the lacquer finishes are coordinated with the hardware color. The black hardware you're seeing is a black plated hardware, not powder coated. So we have an option of chrome hardware and black hardware. What we've done is taken a lot of the features from the Saturn and put them on Armory, like the SONIClear tom suspension mounts that you can see here. The tom floats freely.
Oh, wow, that's cool.
Yeah. It doesn't inhibit the sound. The adjustments are easy, and you get the max amount of resonance from the drum.
And I just want to mention for some of the youngsters that are watching that don't understand some of the science behind drums, when you have a bass drum, that's a little more suspended, like I can get my hand under here. And when you have a bass drum that does not have a tom mount here, the less material on a drum, the more the shell can sing. So think of it like a hollow body wooden acoustic guitar or a piano. The less that the shell is encumbered by, the more it can vibrate. So when you have this floating system like this, it's just like Joe says, now the shell is almost suspended, and when you strike it, it can ring out. The more big heavy lugs and mounts and clamps and all that you have on it, it's like tight, it's like choking your cymbal basically. It does the same thing.
And also even in setting up and positioning, you know, it's a lot easier to position a bass drum that doesn't have anything on it. You know, when you sit down and you get your bass drum, you go, I want it a little bit this way. You know, so it affords you that opportunity and flexibility. So SONIClear tom suspension mounts. We've also brought the SONIClear floor tom leg into the Armory series. So we have all these SONIClear elements that we use on our more expensive kits, and we're bringing those features into this line. The really amazing thing about this line is all the Armory drum sets come with an Armory Tomahawk snare drum, which is a 14 by 5.5 steel drum. Great sounding drum, powerful, crisp, has a new piston throw off, and it comes with Remo coated white ambassador heads.
I've heard of those.
Yes, everybody has, industry standard. So what we're making available for the customer, because this is a drum set, probably a second drum kit, third drum kit, and that customer probably has some snare drum he likes already, maybe a steel snare drum. So what we're doing is making it available for that customer to, if he doesn't want that snare drum in 2 weeks, put it in the box, he can pay for the freight, send it back to us, and we'll trade him out for one of the other 4 Armory snare drums.
That's a cool program. That's cool.
Yeah, or he can do it directly with the dealer. But again, we're offering him more choices and more of a way for him to really get that drum set what he wants it to be for his purposes.
It makes such a difference whether you're a professional artist or a youngster starting out or someone that plays clubs or you're just having fun with your friends in a garage. When your kit sounds great, you know, drums are the most physical instrument. It's a kinesthetic thing, and when they sound great, they feel great, you simply play better. You really do.
And if you can have a little bit, when you're buying this class of kit, if you can have a little bit of flexibility with what you can get with the kit, especially the snare drum, it's a huge value, something nobody else is doing. And also with the Armory sets, which are shell packs, you can get Armory hardware with them. And the hardware also comes in either chrome or black plated, and there's no extra charge for either of the finishes. And the black plating makes it, you can tell just by looking at the kit, it changes the whole look and the feel of the kit. And the black plating in this class of kit, nobody else is doing it.
You want to see another kit?
Let's go see another kit.
Do you want to see another kit? Let's go see another kit. So we're in front of another beautiful kit here with Joe Hibbs at Mapex. What's going on with this very interesting finish, Joe?
Okay, this is another kit in the mid-range series. It's called a Mars kit. This kit, the shell is 100% birch, and again, it has a SONIClear bearing edge. So again, the drums will tune up easily. They'll have a full range to them, a lot of power, and a lot of sound. These kits, again, like I said, are 100% birch, and the finish is really sort of interesting. It's a vertical wood grain covering.
I had to feel, sorry.
Well,
I'm like an old lady when it comes to that.
that's the amazing thing about it, because if you were here to feel the drum, you could feel the texture just like if it was a wood grain set. So all the finishes are vertical wood grain to get a complete different look. This particular kit has chrome hardware. The finish is smoke wood, and like on the Armory kits, the drum finish is very specific to the hardware color. We have hardware finishes in black plating and chrome plating. All these kits have interesting configurations. The kit you're looking at now is a crossover 22, which has a 22-inch bass drum, 12-inch rack tom, 14 and 16 floor toms, and all the snare drums in the Mars series come 14 by 6.5. We wanted to offer a little bit different snare drum to be able to give you a little bit different feel, a little bit more power in these kits. We have standard 5-piece kits available, which are 22, 10, 12, 16. We have a 24-inch bass drum kit available. It's 24 by 16, 12-inch tom, 16 floor tom, and then we have a fusion kit available. And the cool thing about all these kits, no matter what the configuration, they're all the same price. So these kits, which are shell packs, remember, all birch wood, SONIClear bearing edge, SONIClear tom suspension mount, Black Panther style lug. All these shell packs have a map of $599.
Wow, really?
$599 for a shell pack.
That's a really good price. That really is.
It's an amazing price, especially for a 12, 13-year-old first kit. He's getting an all birchwood kit. He's getting a kit that he can take home. It tunes up immediately. He gets a great sound, unheard of.
And it's a big name in drums, too. A Mapex kit for around $500-600. That's incredible.
It is a great opportunity. All these kits are available to come with Mars hardware, which again comes in either chrome or black plated.
So could someone get this finish in the black hardware?
Couldn't get this finish, but we have 4 other finishes available.
Oh, okay. I'll get those. We'll get those.
And again, the hardware color is specific to the drum finish.
Okay, gotcha.
We can't mix and match them, okay? But these are great kits, whether it's a starter kit or whether it's actually someone's second kit. A great gigging kit for the weekend, for weddings. It's always going to sound good. It's always going to feel good. So these are Mars kits, all birchwood, SONIClear bearing edges, and a map of $599.
I'm floored by that. I really am. That's cool.
So what we have a few snare drums to cover, and then you'll know everything about Mapex for 2014.
Let's check out some snares. Okay, so now we're at the snares. What do we have here, Joe?
Okay, these are Armory Series snare drums, okay? Armory Series snares. There's 5 models available. And keep in mind, these are also the snare drums that are part of the trade program where you can send back the Tomahawk snare drum from your Armory kit and pick one of the other 4 models.
So they can choose from any one of these 4?
Yes, sir. So let's get started on the models. This first drum is a Peacemaker, which is a hybrid shell of walnut and maple. The size is 14 by 5.5. The hybrid shell walnut and maple is the same thing we use on our Saturn series. All the Armory snare drums come with 2.3 millimeter hoops, Remo white coated ambassador batter head, Black Panther snare wires, Mapex exclusive tube lug, and a new Armory piston strainer. The second drum in the series is called a Dillinger. This is a really, really good, solid 14 by 5.5 maple drum.
That's a cool finish, too.
Very, very cool finish, transparent walnut over figured wood. This is a really good workhorse drum, no matter what you're playing, no matter what your music style. You can tune high, tune low. This drum will deliver. This is a Tomahawk snare drum, which is a 14 by 5.5 steel drum. This is a drum that comes with all the Armory drum sets. Powerhouse drum, tune it high, tune it low, it'll just take your head off. The fourth drum in the series is called the Daisy Cutter. It's a 14 by 6.5 hammered steel drum that's black plated. Again, 2.3 power hoops, Remo coated white ambassador heads, Black Panther snare wires, and Mapex piston strainer. The fifth drum in the series is called the Exterminator. This is a birch and walnut drum, 6.5 by 14. All the same appointments and features as the Armory snare drums. This birch and walnut combination is great for a drum you can tune low. The walnut gives you all the smooth low end, and the birch will give you all the high end crack. So 5 models available in Armory Series snares. And remember, with Armory Series drum sets, you can trade in the snare drum from the set and get one of these other 4 drums. And that's everything new from Mapex for 2014.
Great stuff. Beautiful drums, too. I love these finishes. Real quickly, where is Mapex based? And give a brief history of the company.
Mapex is based in Nashville, Tennessee. Mapex is part of a division of a larger company called KHS Musical Instruments. KHS Musical Instruments is a very, very well-established manufacturer of all musical instruments, whether we're talking about trumpets, clarinets, French horns, marimbas, vibraphones, guitars. They've been in the manufacturing business for a very long time, and Mapex is one of the brands that has evolved from that manufacturing. KHS Musical Instruments, it's a family-owned company, okay? We have a lot of employees all around the world. We have manufacturing in Taiwan. The biggest part of our manufacturing base is China, and we also own Majestic Instruments, which is out of Holland.
Wow.
And it's a great company full of very, very hardworking people, people who know musical instruments, people who know the music business, and are really dedicated to doing something finer for the community and doing it through music.
That's great.
That's what we do.
Very cool. Joe, thanks for joining us here on Drum Talk TV here at Mapex. Thank you. NAMM 2014. Watch for more interviews on Drum Talk TV.